I have to be careful with this one. It's with powdered milk and not the goat's milk I have in the fridge, so yeah, a bit hot. Also, an unfortunate naming for the product. Mill Fresh. One word. It's either brilliant or unfortunate. Unlike Concord. A word I don't know what it means. Quite frankly, English is not my first language, and although I've read hundreds of books and I write a blog, I still cannot tell you what Concord means. I recall a company called Concord in France that did these super fast planes, and then they stopped because they weren't safe. And I think something along the same lines is going to be revived eventually. Hi, it is your favorite nobody, and I made sure to shave in a way that really shows I don't have a chin, or rather I have a multiple chins, but I don't have a strong chin, and the face is really rotund. I have a lot to say about the subject of Concord's failing, but let me preface all of that with a simple: I feel bad for the people working on it. I feel bad for the people who poured time and effort and money into the project. And it's a damn shame it failed. But in the grand scheme of things, it's yet another arena shooter. And again, I'm old enough to remember a time when you had your Unreal tournaments and your Quake arenas and your Counter-Strike mods with Warcraft spells. I remember a time when Dota was just a mod. And things have gone a long way since. A lot of fantastic games have come out. A lot of fantastic arena shooters have come out. But I think we really peaked somewhere around the release of Neverwatch, aka Overwatch, which also kind of spelled the doom of Blizzard. Paladins, which not many people talk about, but it is a game and it is very playable, and has an interesting roster of characters and can be a lot of fun with friends. What are those? And what else was out there? Quake Champions isn't that bad, although again, people who love the original games will kind of scoff at the idea that Champions is any good, but it is. It's very playable. What else is there? Yeah, around that time I feel the hero arena shooter kind of peaked. And yes, you have your hunt showdowns, which kind of brings this PvP, PvE sort of experience, and you've got your the finals, and you've got some other Lawbreakers. Do you remember that? It was supposed to be the hot new thing, and then that flopped miserably. The list goes on and on and on. There have been so many games I haven't even touched. In all fairness, I don't even play shooters that much anymore. And they used to be my bread and butter. But now, because I use a controller and I'm a couch potato, this is how I identify. I don't really feel like playing a first-person shooter with a controller. I just don't have it in me. There is also the Call of Duty side of things, and that's a whole different thing. Black Ops 2 is really where that peaked. I am sorry, but that's really where it was at, that franchise. So really, what killed Concord is, I mean, if you look, you see a lot of videos about people sort of sharing post-mortems about it. Some people say it's because the developers did not listen to feedback and did not accept criticism or directions from others. Others are saying, yeah, whoever was in charge of art was just not doing a good job at creating interesting characters. And the list, the pricing, that initially the game was supposed to be free, and then it got that $40 price tag. And it's all of those things. I am pretty sure it's all of those things, but it's also the fact that the game, one, was not given a chance, and two, it's released in times when there is just a lot of the same stuff around. There's just a lot of the same stuff around. You've got your Destinies and Battlefields, and there's so many games where you can run and gun. So many games where you can pick a hero of some kind, embody a hero of some kind, and then go and gun stuff. It's bleeding into this sort of abilities with passive and actives and specials. It's kind of bleeding into so many other games that it's hard to stand out. I imagine it's very hard to stand out. And there is such a thing as too much of a good thing. Because I saw snippets of the gameplay of Concord, and it looks really nice. It's very polished, animations look okay. And again, if you don't look at it too hard, in fact, if you just squint a little bit or maybe just blur your vision or put something on, it's fine. On the way things move on the screen, it's fine. It's fine. But beyond that, just unfortunate timing. Titanfall had the same thing. I think it is a bloody shame that Titanfall did not become bigger than Battlefield, because in every aspect it is the cooler concept. Because warfare is warfare, and Battlefield has its place in the history of gaming. Battlefield is big as a franchise, and I especially loved Hardline. I had a fair bit of fun, but I think 4 is where this peaked. Yet Titanfall just felt fresh. It felt new, summoning mechs and the run and gun stuff. It had something to it. There was something about it that's lasting and memorable. But it was the same thing. It was released too close to another Battlefield. EA kind of killed that. They kind of killed it through marketing. And also, although that game has its own loyal following, the fact that there isn't more of it out there, and it's not being worked on a bit more, and instead of using Source Engine, it's actually moved to Unreal Engine or even Frostbite. It's letting people down, and I think the gaming community in general is worse off for not having Titanfall. But I cannot say the same about Concord. I just didn't see the spark. I didn't see whatever that was. The cinematic was fantastic, and the guy with the hot sauce and the robot with the vacuum, but it's too Marvel-esque. It's just too similar to a lot of different popular tropes. A bit of a mishmash of everything. And again, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And who knows? The game is not dead yet. It's been worked on for years on end, and so much money was poured into it. There are a lot of things that can be salvaged. There's a lot of stuff that can be done to it or taken from it to build new things. That could be fantastic. It could be an absolute bangers of games. But we don't know when that's going to be. And until then, again, I feel for everybody working on it. that is all. Thanks for watching.